Spider-Man Far From Home reached $1 billion. That's it. The video's over. You're still here? Oh my god. Okay, fine. I'll talk a little bit more about this. Okay, so yes, Spider-Man Far From Home has reached $1 billion. And no, I am not surprised. But I am surprised about one thing, and one thing alone that people keep rubbing in my face now, because people are mean. And that was that I was wrong. Apparently that I was wrong about how this wasn't going to reach $1 million. I did say in my last video about Spider-Man Far From Home that there was no way that it could. There was no way that it could because of how no other Spider-Man movie has ever reached $1 billion. And I gotta be honest, I was wrong. I was wrong. I guess I was wrong. I guess it did it. I guess this one was the one that finally reached $1 billion. I mean, now, but let's not get crazy here. There's a few factors to the reason why this even reached $1 billion in the first place. Because there are a lot of factors here for the reasons why this made $1 billion. And I'm going to state them real quick. Number one, it's the MCU. The whole world knows about the MCU at this point. I mean, there's so many theaters in so many different countries. I mean, the world has basically become a goddamn monopoly at this point for Disney and Marvel and everybody, all the big corporations these days. So that's number one. Number two is yes, going back to what I said, there's just so many movie theaters in different countries these days. There's more movie theaters in other different countries than there was like 20 years ago. Like compared to 20 years ago to other movies and their box office numbers, it's unfair because the amount of theaters now that there are in the world, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing to see the amount of countries that have movie theaters, and all those numbers just add up, and that's how we got here. So let's talk about the domestic numbers real quick for Spider-Man Far From Home. So by domestic, I mean here, USA, where I live, where a majority of us live. So let's talk about that. So domestic numbers. The last time I wrote this, so I wrote this down. I wrote stuff down. I wrote shit down. Okay, I wrote this shit down. I was gonna make a video about how Spider-Man Far From Home almost reached $1 billion, but I never did it because I ended up going through like 2 to 3 different versions of the video. I had one where it was like 20 minutes long. I had one where it was like 15 minutes long. And I cut all of it. I just scrapped the whole video, and I quit. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to talk about it. And I'm glad I did, because now apparently this movie has reached $1 billion, and there's no good time to talk about it than right here, right now. So yes, this movie has reached $1 billion, but how did we get here? Let's go back again to the domestic and foreign numbers. So the domestic numbers, like last week, I'm talking about like last week. So my numbers are a little off, but they're close enough to where they're relevant right now. So the domestic numbers that I wrote down was $322 million. That's fucking low to compared to other Spider-Man movies that have come out in the past. Domestically speaking, that is low. As for the foreign numbers, it is probably the highest I've ever seen it. And it makes sense because, like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of different movie theaters. Again, like I said, with that whole joke about how the world's like a fucking monopoly now, it is. Because there's like a movie theater in almost every country, every state. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. There really is. Because if you compared foreign numbers to older movies, there's not a lot of countries that used to have movie theaters. Now there are these days. So, of course, the foreign numbers is what made this go up. Is what made it go up. So, it makes sense, too, because I'm sure a lot of different countries were like, oh, we finally get to see a Spider-Man movie in theaters. And then they all just ran into the theater and watched the movie. Regardless of the quality. That's how Marvel did it. That's how Disney did it. They did this idea of quantity over quality. The basic economics shit. Basic economics shit, okay? That's how they did this. Basic economics. It is the quantity versus the quality. It didn't matter how good the movie was. It was the matter of the amount of theaters that were playing the movie and the amount of tickets that those movie theaters were getting. Like, that's all that mattered. Because, and you know what's funny is we know this is gonna be the new thing now, where the movies are slowly but surely gonna get bad, and then it's all gonna be downhill after this. We all know it's gonna be downhill after this. Maybe, I know some of you are going to say, oh, well, not Spider-Man. For those of you who are actual fans of Far From Home and Homecoming, I'm sure you guys are like, oh, well, whatever. But as far as the rest of the MCU, yeah, with this type of writing, and if the writing's going to go downhill along with the quality, yeah, that's bad news. But I digress. The foreign numbers is what really made this movie hit a home run. Because if it wasn't for these numbers from foreign countries, it would not have reached $1 billion, nor would it have passed the last two movies that were in first and second place. There's no way worldwide box office. There's no way. But China was like, this movie's great. We're gonna go watch this movie. Every single person in China went to see this movie. Well, shit, I know who I'm bombing next. But seriously, though, like, yes, China is the one who made the numbers jump up real fast. It opened up in China, and it was a big hit in China. So that's how it reached $1 billion. It makes sense. There's so many different movie theaters these days in the whole world. So I'm not really surprised. You know, bravo. Good job, Marvel. Good job, Disney. You know basic economics. You know how to reduce the quality but still, you know, make enough money at the end of the day, or more money for less of a quality movie. So yeah, good job. Good job. I mean, hey, at least domestically I can still say Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 are still at the top. You know, with Spider-Man being at $403 million and Spider-Man 2 being at $373 million and Spider-Man 3 being at $336 million, at least I can be happy with that. I mean, I guess, sure, whatever. But that's all I really got to say about this. I do want to make this my last Spider-Man Far From Home video. I don't want to talk about this no more. I think we finally have reached the end of the line for this this huge fight and argument about this whole movie. But this was basic. You want to know what this basically was, though? You want to know what this $1 billion thing was? This was like a cheap shot punching the ball in my super balls from Tom Holland is what this was, and the director. And they just punched me and they ran off. You know what I mean? I was like, my super balls, and then they just like ran out the door and they got away. So yeah, that's basically how I look at this as, because they won the battle, but they did not win the war. God damn it, they won this battle, but they have not won the war. I'm gonna win this war. That's a guarantee. Okay, it's guarantee. But again, I digress. $1 billion, good job, Marvel. Like I said, I want this one to be my last video, so I do want to lay a few of my cards here on the table. Talk about a little bit about some of the things I wanted to do. There were a few videos I wanted to do, but I didn't do because for a lot of reasons. But here's one. There was an example of this one guy who was talking shit about this other guy. He called it How Not to Criticize Spider-Man Far From Home. And I got really mad at him. I was going to do a video on him because all he was basically doing was just attacking this guy for his thoughts about this movie. And it really set me off. I was really pissed. I was really mad. Like, I listened to what he said. I did. I listened to his whole video. I watched the whole video. And I agreed with some of the points he said, but he twisted his words a lot. And I got really fired up about that because it was completely noticeable how he just twisted everything that guy was saying. And it really got under my skin. I almost made a video on him, but I don't do that here. I don't like to do that here. That's why I didn't really say who it was. I just wanted to, you know, I don't do that. And you know what? I should do it. But I don't do it because I don't got time for that shit. There's too much to do. There's just too much to do right now. What other videos was I going to do? I do plan on doing this video, actually. This is a video I do plan on doing, but I was not going to do it before, at least not now, because I think this is a bad time. I think we need a little bit more time to get past this movie before I really talk about it. I want to talk about a particular topic that people keep asking me, and this topic basically is this idea of how comic book accuracy, does it matter or does it not matter when it compares to a comic book movie? Obviously, I lean on the side that says yes, because it's the character that you're basing the comic book off, so therefore you have to pay homage and you have to respect and, you know, acknowledge its existence. But I also understand, because it's like, okay, well, we can't make it 100% like the comics, but we also, you know, I get it. I get what it is. So that is a completely different video and different topic in and of itself. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this. Those were the two big videos I never got around to doing. Not going to do one. I think I'm definitely going to do the comic book one. I think that one desperately needs to be talked about. So I will be doing a video on that. So let me know what you guys think about the fact that Spider-Man Far From Home is now the #1 Spider-Man movie in the box office for Spider-Man movies. It's kind of a sad day, but at the same time, you know, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter, because, you know, there are worse movies that have made a lot of money that should not have made a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of movies where you look at it and it's like, how come that movie was good? Or I thought that movie was amazing, but it didn't make as much money as this movie, which I thought wasn't good. You know, it's questions like that. So I don't really care. I just, like I said, this is my last video. I don't really want to talk about this no more. I'm just done. Waiting for the next movie though. I'm ready. I'm not even mad that it reached $1 billion. I'm not even mad, because go ahead, make the third movie. Give me another reason. Give me the third strike, baby. Give me the third strike. Because I guarantee at the end of this, I'm going to walk away the winner. So go ahead, Marvel. Go ahead, Kevin Feige. Go ahead, John Watts, Tom Holland. Go ahead. Give me your best shot. Give me your best shot. So with that being said, thank you for watching. And I'm out of here. Up, up, and away. See you guys.
Watching